online.com/WrestlingObserver.com. Retro Rod Nitro from 19 years. Seems to be everyone's favorite show. Not sure where everyone's excited. I don't know if I got it in me tonight.
I had that. This show has gotten a little bit better. Still horror to all the bullshit.
I think we're just numb to all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Like a couple of weeks ago, I was furious. It was like the worst show I ever saw. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. And I'm like, this one wasn't the worst show I've ever seen. It was still very, very bad. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on. Good.
No.
It's horrible. But I
think that this is the problem with Crash TV. You want to get your attention, certainly. But out of the third week of it, I'm like, bullshit going on. And I actually, by the third hour of the show, for the first time in a while, watching that show, I got
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, let's get into it, because I don't want to spend an hour and a half like we have the last couple of weeks. That's too long.
W number 341, December 6th, 1999. No. So the Outlaws come out.
What the hell's up with Too Cool? You don't say? Like they're trying to dance later on to that fucking song.
Yeah.
That was a failure. Hopefully it's a one-week aberration. They thought, I got better music for you. Bust out, it was shit. Went back to the other bad song. Catchy.
Yeah. So, the New Age Outlaws, they're the top heel. They hang out with them, they do all this dirty work. They're his thug here. They do the PG version of their promo. Everyone cheers along. Match, I'm pretty sure they were the baby faces.
Well, first off, this was the week where, like, what happened, maybe it was the Parents Television Council, or there was a bunch of mercy or something, but a whole bunch of sponsors pulled out. They claim they are now PG.
I see.
Which, by the way, end of 1999, they're now PG. So, for everybody that cries about the PG era Raw, and how, oh my god, no. Year 2000 is their biggest year of all time ever. Yeah, they moved to PG this week. So, I don't want to do this anymore. But yeah, they had a very, very PG Outlaws promo. Although later in the show, Triple H referenced the fans calling Stephanie a slut and a whore.
Yes.
We had half-naked hoes.
Yeah.
And a couple of other things as well. I believe Hunter said shit at one point.
Somebody did, I remember that.
Yeah, it was Hunter.
So they get the heat on Road Dogg. He makes a comeback where he makes Grandmaster Sexay look like a complete fool. And then Too Cool has a visual pin over the World Tag Team Champions when the Hollies attack for the DQ on somebody.
Yeah, they run in, and then Rikishi runs in, and then Hardcore gives him a DDT on a chair, and Jerry Lawler asks, and I quote, "Is this over or what?" And then they rang the bell.
Yes.
So I guess it was over.
An inauspicious start.
I don't know what the referee was doing, or he didn't know that it was over, but he didn't.
A limousine arrives. It's Stephanie. She makes sure the driver will stay there, which turned to be pointless. On SmackDown, they showed her making Vince and Shane promise they would let her handle her new marriage to Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
That's right. Vince and Shane not happy. She says, I've got to hold on to one shred of integrity. You'll see.
It's gone.
We'll all see.
Mankind comes out for a promo. His book is #1 now.
Yes.
They take shots at all the snooty book critics who won't even review it. So he had footage of Al Snow and the New Age Outlaws attacking The Rock on SmackDown.
Definitely a heel turn.
I guess. So Snow comes out, he's all angry, he says the fans don't care about Mankind, they'll forget his book and remember him more for going off a cage. He was half right.
Actually, he wasn't even half right, because like, I think the number one thing that people remember Mick Foley for is he wrote that book.
Right.
So he's wrong. They remembered him for...
Yeah, I guess he said only remember you.
Yes, he was wrong.
Well, they remember him most for going off the cage. He says people don't give a damn about Mick. Rocky doesn't either. He's gotten this passionate, angry promo about how man was hurt and he's betrayed by his close friend Mick Foley.
Yeah, clearly.
me written backwards on his forehead.
Well, he's a little bit crazy.
Just ruined the whole thing.
But he didn't have the head. Not the head.
No.
He didn't do any stupid comedy. He came out there and he made sense to this promo. He's trying to explain that he wants him to stop doing this comedy. And then Mick's pretty much explaining, I'm not getting hurt right now. Yeah, Rock. And nobody's getting killed. Yeah. Al does not want you, Mick Foley.
This is the same promo that Joey Ryan cuts on Jim Cornette.
Basically. But he's making money to not get hurt and everyone's happy with it. Yeah. So Mankind says, I'm friends with Gerald Briscoe. I'm friends with Joe C. He used to rap with Kid Rock back in the day. But I don't want to work with them.
Joe C. Whatever happened. He died, right?
I believe he passed away.
Yeah.
Says, I'm friends with them, but I don't want to work with them. I like teaming with The Rock. He already says, I never get hurt. Yeah, I play the fool, but I like it. Rock likes it. The fans like it. And Al Snow and Mankind, he says, sucked.
Well, he's not wrong.
Did you also notice that Mankind cut a promo? When he was cutting his promo, he mentioned, I haven't got a concussion in months.
Yes. That's news.
Yeah, we didn't know about concussions back then, Brian.
Yeah.
We didn't know they were bad, apparently. We knew they existed.
I see.
Al challenges Mankind to a tag match, him and Rock against Al and a mystery partner. And Al says, my feelings were very hurt by those jokes you said about me in the book. And I am the one who threw it in the trash. And they got into a brawl and Geeks broke it up.
Man, after all that, it was Al Snow.
Who could have thunk it?
Who could have seen that one coming?
Amazing.
What an asshole.
He is an asshole.
He is an asshole. It was awesome, though.
This was a good
The last 2 weeks have been the very best of Al Snow.
That's fair.
Like, I watched this and I thought, I'd do something with Al Snow. Not a lot.
Really, this whole thing since he started teaming with.
Yeah.
The promo where he introduced him. And brought him as his partner.
He is a character of value in this promotion now.
Yes, which is
unlike
remarkable.
before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Steph tells Vince she wants to do things her way. She promises she will provoke Hunter. Yeah. The Hardy Boys versus Kurt Angle and Steve Blackman.
She says, I'm going to handle it my way, because I know at Armageddon, you're going to take care of him. That's what she said. They're having a match.
Yeah, main event.
Yes.
Vince McMahon. So, Hardy Boys versus Kurt Angle and Steve Blackman.
He's main evented before.
That's true, yeah. So Angle does a promo to start. He's actually fighting Blackman at the pay-per-view up here, and he... Great star. Blackman's entrance is interrupted by a black tattoo symbol. 13, well, I think. So...
Okay.
I think he wrestled him at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
As a surprise opponent, I believe.
Yes.
Everyone knew who it was. So, let's see. The match begins. It's only like 10 seconds. When Kurt Angle tears Jeff Hardy apart, it's just glorious. Just throws him around, ducks behind him, takes him down, smothers him. It's awesome. Let's see. There's a spot where...
I love this. So the Hardys, they go for air Hardy, is that what they call it? Air motion, poetry in motion, whatever. So he goes for it, and the spot is Blackman whacks him with a kendo stick out of midair.
Oh, there's that. Okay, you're talking about something else, yeah.
Okay, well, he whacks him with his kendo stick shot, which leads to Angle getting the pin.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he hit him in midair. Jeff's body still flung through the air and proceeds to not sell it. And then hit the pin.
Are you talking about the spot where Blackman whips Matt, whatever reason, just hit the deck?
Well, I watched this about 5 times because I thought somebody tripped him.
Here's what I got out of it. The spot was Blackman whips him in. Hardy, because they went right back to it.
Yes.
Right after that.
Yes.
Complete idiot. Correct. He just fell on the mat.
Yes.
But in fact, it was Blackman's fault.
Yes, Blackman did not throw the kick, so when Matt went to duck it, just collapsed to the mat.
I hate that.
So yeah, Terry takes a ref, Blackman hits a stick shot, and Kurt and Steve win. Stephanie asks Hunter to sign annulment papers. They're in the locker room. Xbox's response to this is to make jokes about gangbanging her in the shower.
Yeah.
She appeals to Hunter as a human being, looking for a shred of decency. And they look at each other, and they laugh at her. And she storms out, frustrated. And Hunter, I believe, was down with this gangbang idea.
Yes, he was.
Okay, he says, in all seriousness, are we in the shower or not?
Yeah.
So then he says, listen, the least I can do is look at him. Not such a bad guy. How about you give me a shot of that? Tried to hump her on the way out. Didn't work.
We'll try to play nice guy.
But he did agree to look at the papers.
Yes, yes.
Maybe he thought if I look at these papers, she'll allow me to have sex with her. Well, didn't work.
After I've insulted her and
Yeah.
said all my
This
friends.
show's now PG too.
I guess so, yeah.
Now the WWE's changed.
Val Venus versus D'Lo Brown, with the winner being the top contender
To the British
to
Bulldog?
the European title.
What?
So they wrestle, and the Posse and the Bulldog attack both.
When the
dudes.
fuck were the Posse and the British Bulldog a crew?
They just started hanging out
What?
It
together.
was like 2 weeks ago.
Fuck, I have no memory of this. I mean, I know it happened 2 weeks ago, but I don't remember it ever happening before, ever.
I gotcha.
Forget when it started in this dimension. When I grew up, they were never a crew.
Sure, that's better.
It's a different timeline.
So they destroy Val and D'Lo. I assume this leads to a three-way, and somewhere in here, Rodney hit the scariest blockbuster of all time. It looked out of control and reckless. Mae Young and Moolah
They're going to be on the Billboard Music Awards.
to be at the Billboard Music Awards. Mae Young pours one out for her homies, says word, asks where her dog's at,
Yeah,
and Moolah calls her a crazy old cracker.
that all happened.
Yeah.
Sounded like you reviewing one of these shows.
Even cooler, they were, though.
Yeah.
DX looks at the paperwork as promised. Godfather is Prince Albert. These hosses.
Okay, I listen. I thought this was a hoss battle. I was wrong. We had a real hoss battle later on in the show.
Yeah.
This was I don't know, two fairly large animals. Not quite hosses. Maybe two sheep.
What?
Yeah, a little.
You ever seen a sheep?
Well, like a real big one. I'm looking for a big animal that's smaller than like a big horse.
Horse? A mule.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, that's a good one. Two mules. Two mules kicking at each
There is
other.
a bigger match later, that's true.
Yes, much bigger.
The point is, they're big people.
They're very large.
They get in there, and they're just running for miles. They're running here and there, hitting the ropes, hitting the corner, back and forth, back and forth. Eventually, the Godfather hits the hoe train, which is avalanche, and a schoolboy, and he gets the win, and everyone cheers.
Yeah.
Great!
You know, rewinding, Prince Albert was in this match. I think your goat analogy was actually good because Prince Albert is awful furry.
Yes, he is.
I mean, so is a donkey. Just different kind of.
No one shears a donkey.
No one cheers a donkey.
Llamas. That's what they were. They were llamas.
Yeah,
They were
there you
big,
go. Two big
Or
llamas.
alpacas.
Ostriches.
You could cheer
No one
them.
uses ostrich fur. They don't have fur. They
They don't have
feathers.
fur, but I'm just talking about two big angry
But he's
animals.
talking about them being hairy.
Okay.
So yeah, they're alpacas.
Two small bears.
Prince Albert's definitely a bear. That's a fact. Hunter has flowers. And then we later found out he broke Greg.
Why is that so funny?
I don't think he's gay.
I didn't say he was gay.
He said he was a bear.
That's the body type.
I know, I'm just kidding.
So Hunter has flowers, and he comes out, he does his promo, there's a whole big angry Triple H promo where he gets the apron, he spits the water, but he's doing it with the flowers in his hand.
Yeah.
Which makes it better. So he talks about the horrible names the fans have been calling Steph at SmackDown. Blames the fans for Stephanie's annulment papers. Rambles on for a while. Steph comes out, she's not buying his act. Throws the flowers into the crowd.
Giving him the.
The Stephanie face.
Yeah.
So his life would not be the same without her. And I'm watching this. 1999, the bad guy wrestler and the boss of the daughter doing a part on the show. It's a future husband and wife. This weird shit where they're having a fucked up marriage.
Yes.
It's bizarre.
Have you ever watched wrestling before? It's happened a million times in a million different
I
territories.
suppose.
Hunter says, well, first off, they're going on, and she says, I hope Vince cripples you at Armageddon.
She's definitely Vince McMahon's daughter because she says, you're a son of a bitch.
And Hunter says, you might be onto something here. He says, if that old goat,
Vince is the goat.
if that old goat can beat me in Armageddon, I'll sign these damn papers. If your dad, oh shit, if my dad beat me in Armageddon, I'll sign these papers. Everybody laughs, howling at all of this. And I guess the stipulation is if he beats Vince, he gets a championship match. If he loses to Vince, the wedding is annulled.
Yes.
Vince comes out, agrees to all of this. Hunter alerts him, you cannot get within 50 feet of me. And since Vince cannot get within 50 feet of him, he says, I'm going to accept this provision the old way. I'm old school. He grabs her and he kisses her on the lips, and the crowd gasps.
Yes.
And Vince does the son of a bitch face.
Yes.
This was awesome. Mega heat.
This was long, but it was very good.
This was a good show.
This was like the best Raw in a long
Looking
time.
back at it here, yeah. Thank God they went to PG.
Yes.
Seems like it's a lot better that way, everyone.
So Vince is fuming. The Stooges are trying to calm him down. Mankind, who has not been friendly with Vince for a long time, Mick Foley shows up and says, listen, I have a daughter. Can't imagine what you're going through, but I do know something about hardcore wrestling. If you want some tips, I can help you out.
You know, the best thing about this is Vince is backstage, he's all mad. Foley walks up. Foley says his deal. You can hear Foley, but he's facing Vince, who's facing kind of a little bit towards us. It felt real.
Yeah.
Because these two shitheads weren't facing the fucking camera.
Right.
Side to side next to each other, hip to hip.
Yes.
Looking straight on, dead straight forward, but not at the camera, and acting. Why don't they just do this again? Why can't they just do that?
Because it's a bad show now.
Did they watch it and go, oh, get what your Mick's saying. Should have been facing the fucking camera. Then from then on, they all have to face the camera like fucking weirdos.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
I want it to be real. Even though it's
I do
not.
too.
Jesus Christ.
If it was real, Vinny would keep watching.
If it was real, my voice wouldn't crack like that.
That's not a guarantee.
It's not, actually. You never know it. Anyway. Hardcore Holly versus Rikishi Fatu. Why is this name so hard for Jim Ross to say?
Some words are hard for people to say, Vinny.
So, Too Cool's on commentary. If you ain't cool, they say, you're a mofo.
Yeah.
Okay?
They're awesome. It's my favorite act right now.
So Rikishi wins with the Yokozuna splash in like 15 seconds.
I was gonna say, did I miss something, or did this go? Like I started writing shit down, and I looked up, and it was over.
That's what
It was like
happened.
some sort of glitch.
Nope.
Bob Holly got squashed.
Yeah. And then Rikishi and Too Cool danced, and everyone loved them. As my notes here read, Nurse BB puts lotion on her breasts.
I wrote Nurse BB was putting something all over her glitter. So we're all right.
Yeah, saying her, I wasn't being lewd. That's just an explanation of
Ring for an interview with Michael Cole, and she's interrupted by Ivory. And Ivory cutting a promo. There's no innuendo.
No.
She's like, look at the size of your tits.
I wrote it down.
They're gigantic.
She said, quote, your boobs really are quite enormous. It's a direct line.
Yeah.
So they are out here. BB and Ivory wrote a...
I don't know who the other two people are. Ivory, make sure to mention your breasts are so gigantic that if you could produce milk, it would feed half the world.
Yes.
These are the fighting words for this evening.
So she promises to take... At this point, Jacqueline interrupts. Her interruption is interrupted by the mysterious orange and black 13.
She no-sells it.
She does. She calls Ivory Big Mouth. Yeah, that's fighting words.
Yeah.
So Ivory demands no...
Clearly in the original script it was bitch.
Probably.
But then big mouth. Because she said it like
Like a bad edit on network.
shut up, big mouth. That's literally what she said. Just like that.
I forget what movie it was, but the line in the movie is "Nobody fucks with me," or "Nobody fucks around with me." And we're watching my
Ferret?
no, it's changed it. Nobody it's stretched it out for over fucks around. Yeah. Anyway, the fourth contender out comes China, and Ivory's horrified, but China says, "No, it's not me. I have another match." The fourth participant will be Miss Kitty.
Yeah.
And Miss Kitty says, China, I can't do this. And China says, panties. Kitty says, I can't do that. I don't wear underwear.
Yeah.
So China just says, you'll just have to win. And they walk away, and Jim Ross says, "Remember you." Like, outright saying, if you buy this, you might get nudity.
Yeah. Of course. We don't.
I assume it's elimination. I don't know. Well,
Is it for the women's title?
I assume. Is it that match?
I don't know, but I know that she been for too long. Miss Kitty.
She's not there for long.
No.
And somewhere between appearance, she does get naked on pay-per-view. And she does win the title.
All the way naked? I don't remember this.
Yeah, was Miss Kitty being topless on pay-per-view? No,
That happened all the time.
that happened earlier, yeah.
Yeah.
This is after that, obviously. Yeah, I remember it being some kind of mud or gravy match, whatever the hell they did.
Well, I don't think this one's a gravy match.
But yes, Miss Kitty's breasts did appear on pay-per-view for, half a second or whatever. Referencing earlier,
Oh!
Big Show and Vis, Godzilla and Kong are having a brawl backstage.
Fuck.
By the way, yeah, he's not Viscera anymore. Everyone just calls him Vis.
He's Big Vis.
Nice.
Big Show and Big Fist.
Yeah.
So,
A strong table.
I have no idea fucking how. Table. And the fucking camera, missed all of it.
Yep.
I'm like, you and Big Vis. And Big Vis is he's gonna splash him through a ton of cement. And you fucking can't get a shot of this?
Well, as I recall, they were really, really close.
Tied in on the shot.
So back the fuck up.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I'd have been so mad if I was guys.
Speaking of guys who I'd be mad if I was them.
Oh my God.
Trick versus Kane and poor Test.
Leave the follow-up to the wedding angle.
Think about this.
Test is having a match.
For months now. Going back to SummerSlam, had to go through a whole ordeal to win, then fight off her family, then only for all of it to be ruined by the nefarious Triple H, and to get revenge on the man.
I mean, have Test and Stephanie talked?
They've had no, they were not together on this Raw.
They ever since she ended up married to another man.
Mm-hmm. The story of this match is actually about Kane going after X-Pac. Nobody cared about it with him like it's any other tag team match. So X-Pac chases Tori into the ring. It's to give her a Bronco Buster, but Kane makes a save. It was a great. It's going on. Hunter hits Test in testes, in fact. And then he pins him, and that's the end of Test. Jesus.
So much for that guy's jack shit.
He got pinned in a tag match in the middle of Raw. Never talked to each other again.
Fuck. I wouldn't talk to this guy again if I were her. What a goddamn loser.
He's like a geek.
Hey, my husband to be, I get drugged and married at a chapel in Vegas, and this fucking guy just disappears. He doesn't talk to me. My new husband.
We tried.
Dude, no, they started with there was a tag match. You tagged in and locked up.
It's
Moves.
He on the apron.
Yep.
Okay, big fella, you go and give us a go.
Yeah, you take. I'll take care of this.
Down. I'll take him off when they're good and weak.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
No more push, that's for sure.
No. Al has a message for his mystery partner backstage.
Get ready.
Actually, I already forgotten who it was. Big Show. I watched this on Friday. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now. Big Show versus Viscera happened in the ring.
Oh my God.
It was better as a backstage brawl.
No. I could watch this 100 times. It was fucking terrible.
It sure
They
was.
decided that they were gonna have a 5-star match. They failed in every conceivable way.
They tried.
But they tried. They were like,
5-star effort.
Viscera hits him with his big ass fucking Samoan drop. Viscera decides he's gonna do a bulldog.
Yes.
Which, by the way, they fucked up.
Of course they did.
He lost his head in the middle of the move, and then fell on his head. How that wasn't the pin, I got no idea. Show goes for the fucking worst drop kick. This guy used to do drop kicks off the top when he was skinny.
Yes.
Sure.
Now he's 3 times that size, and he decided, I'm gonna jump off the fucking top with a drop kick. Goddamn near killed himself. What the fuck were they thinking?
He ended up doing a leg drop on the mat.
Yeah.
It was talking about Big Vis and never mind. Go ahead.
So did the match end or we go right to the promo? Because Boss Man shows up on screen.
Show hit the drop kick and pinned him.
Oh, he pinned him with a drop kick. He pinned him with that horrible drop kick?
Yeah, that was a finish.
Oh my god. No one called an audible and said, do anything else?
Dude, a 500 fucking pound man leaped off the top rope and kicked you in the fucking head. And you're gonna kick out?
I don't think he did, though.
It was like a meteor.
He flew out. He
hit him.
Well, regardless. Boss Man.
That's your problem with this show?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the finish was after the thing that followed that.
That's fair.
It didn't matter.
That's fair, because the Big Boss Man shows up on screen. He has gone to the Big Show's mama's house in South Carolina, wherever she lives. She's crying. She's sobbing, having a very bad day. Boss Man says, I've been doing a little investigating. I order you to tell the Big Show what's in this packet or I'll do it. And Mrs. Show, through her tears, confesses that she was not married when she gave birth to the Big Show.
He's illegitimate.
He's illegitimate, she says through tears. Boss Man says, well, that makes him a bastard.
He says, so what you're saying is your son's a bastard?
A bastard.
She says, yes, it was a long time ago. She's in hysterics, but it's like, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's not
like,
good.
It's like she's laughing. Like, I don't know.
So Boss Man...
The thing is, like, if horrible, tragic news is given to you, like, I can understand being in hysterics, okay? This is news she's known for 50 years or so.
How old do you think the Big Show is?
Well, 30 years or whatever. I mean, for a long fucking time.
Yeah, but now her little boy's gonna find out.
Well, she didn't know that. She didn't know she was being filmed. Of course, there's a fucking camera.
That's true.
With
he did say
a big-ass red light on it.
When it was done, he pointed out there was a camera there, and then she freaked out more.
Yeah.
But he looked right into the camera and says, you're a bastard. That's 10 times worse than your dad being dead.
God.
I don't think so. I can't speak of personal experience, but I bet it's not.
Well, it's not his dad.
Then I wrote here, there is no way I can properly express how terrible this
I guess
was.
it is his dad. It is his dad.
Well, no.
But the guy that died...
They never said the guy you thought was your dad is not your father.
No, that's what the angle's supposed to be, though.
Well, they did a horrible job explaining that, because I didn't get that until you told me just now.
Well, that's what it is. Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
It's not his biological father.
I'm positive.
That passed away.
Yeah, well, yes, exactly. The man that raised him, that died,
This is news to me.
is not the Big Show's real father. So somehow, conceivably, there's another father.
Yeah.
Mr.
Or Andre is really his father. We don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even fucking remember if another dad shows up. He may still be out there for all I know.
I totally misinterpreted this.
What do you think it was about?
That she never said your dad's not your father was not your father. She said you're illegitimate, which just means born out of wedlock. That's why I thought she was so upset about.
Oh, I gotcha.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, it's not true. Yes, Rob.
You know what this means, Craig?
No, tell me.
That means Pearl Jam's song Alive is about Big Show.
I never thought of that.
You never thought of that?
No.
Wow.
Actually, it's about Eddie, but that's another story.
Craig, we're not here for facts.
I'm sorry. I thought the song was about being alive. I didn't know there was more to it.
Listen
than
to the lyrics. It's not.
It's Eddie Vedder. I can't understand them.
I'll write them out for you.
All right.
We can't read your handwriting.
So, Big Show's on the phone, distraught, wants to know why his mother never told him about his father. And here I wrote, the dumbness, it's overwhelming.
Why didn't you tell me I was a bastard for all those years? Why did you have to pretend it was my real father and bring me up in a nice house?
This is horrendous.
I would have preferred you told me I was a bastard, a rotten bastard. Why didn't you tell me this?
But it's so easy to laugh at how awful
It's
it is.
ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
By the way,
he surfed on his dead illegitimate father's casket on fucking Thursday.
He's the world champion.
This is... Oh, I forgot.
Going into a big... He has a title defense on Sunday. This is their build for it. That's poor. That's poor build. Rocket Sock Connection versus Al Snow in a mystery partner.
I figured out that fucking storyline before I figured that he's defending the title against the Big Show on Sunday.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, the mystery partner is Chris Jericho.
Yes, he was.
So...
Fuck, dude. I can't get over this Big Show thing. Jesus. It's terrible.
So Jericho...
He ate his dog.
That's Boss Man.
Al Snow. Yeah. It's another horrible thing.
But it's been a hell of a year for the
Boss
Big
Man
Boss
was like
Man.
the heel of the decade.
Yes.
He never got enough awards.
For best heel.
Yeah, for most diabolical fucker. Should be in the Observer Award.
MDF.
Yeah.
So Jericho's cutting this fucking Foley until China jumps him from behind and the match is going on. So this is probably the biggest match in the careers of Al Snow and Chris Jericho. They're main eventing Raw, the three biggest active stars in the roster right now. Everyone's going nuts. This came off like a major league. And Jericho at this point, that was not an every week occurrence.
I would say for sure Al Snow.
Yeah.
I don't know about Jericho. He had some big damn matches when Nitro was with huge numbers. He was a big time star.
Yeah, but not in this company.
No, but I mean in
He
wrestling.
was never a main eventer on Nitro.
He was a big name. I don't consider him a main event until he's working in a singles match. He was not a fucking main eventer. He's also in this match. In the main event. Yes.
Let's see. Al and Jericho had the bright idea to do a double same turnbuckle. Didn't go well. No. Four-way. Mick gets a Socko Rock. Hits a rock bottom on the ramp. Ow. And then the Outlaws jump Rock. They jump Mankind. We never really got a bell or an announcement. And the Outlaws get beat up because Rock and Foley turn the tables, but Al gives man. That's what happened.
Well, he did. I do have to say that it turned on Mick Foley.
Mm-hmm.
He attacked him. He fought him in this match. And then at the end, he took a fucking head. And he won Mick in the head with it. Maybe giving Mick his first concussion in a while.
That's right.
So his streak is over. And then as the show goes and screams, "I'm your real friend!"
Pretty bad guy.
He is a crazy fucking bad guy.
Yes.
He thinks that he's a guy's real friend.
Mm.
For your gimmick.
I am prepared.
All right. Well, let's find it here.
The finishes on this show were DQ due to run-in, though I don't know who got pin after weapon shot. Pin. Queen pin. Queen pin. Pin after low blow. Queen pin. And then no finish in the main event.
Excellent. We can spin.
I'll do our best.
Unfortunately, nothing happened. Well, I mean, a lot happened.
Let's see. WCW Monday Night Show number 220, December 6th, 1990. Number one wants to end his career in one of his horn-yacker matches. We all fight Goldberg. We'll even fight Mike Tenay.
Like Jeff Jarrett wants to face Dustin Rhodes on the way to becoming the WCW champion.
That's his plan.
He has a pay-per-view match.
This is the plan.
What's going on here?
So,
Jarrett
Jarrett,
a hornyacker.
we never got that answered.
I think that's one of Vince's favorite words, actually. Hornyacker.
McMahon or Russo?
Yeah, McMahon.
Well, that would
Why?
explain. Well, so he uses his guitar. The crowd's cheering this. They want to see the old man hit with the storms out. He stands up to Jarrett. Jarrett backs down and says, "I don't need any lawsuits. Last week was just a misunderstanding." Stupid. Then as soon as Nate turns around, Jarrett jumps him. Yeah, I guess he does need a lawsuit. He puts Tanay in the figure four. He's getting sued for sure, I guess. Or saves. The Italian gangsters have some kind of confrontation in the world's most echoey place.
Luke says, "No more screw-ups. I need disco and lash boss tonight." Do we ever find out who the big...
I don't know.
I honestly don't remember anything in this era.
I
It is a
remember-
hodgepodge of
Jimmy the Bull.
Yeah, I remember them.
Maybe because they're cool feet. I forgot totally that Tony Marinere was a part of it.
I remember Tony Mumble.
Yeah, but I thought...
I remember that. No, I wasn't positive it does. Anyway.
We got our first whack.
What in the fuck was this? I was so mad when I saw this. So, last week on this fucking show, Finley beats Bryan Knobbs. Right. All right. I'm thinking, well, what the hell will the fall? So, Finley is in the... No. Don't cut this off, Vinny. Can you scratch that from the record, Ron? Okay. Let me look at the screen, motherfucker. I saw Finley. Finley's in the woods and he's wearing some sort of outfit. Like a military outfit. Okay. He's screaming at somebody they're going to be working hard. And he's screaming at blah, blah, blah. Finley.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay. I thought, he must be training Norman Smiley. He must be trying to toughen up to a badass. He's shouting all of these, who should walk up but Bryan Knobbs? Why are you looking at me like that?
You missed the first 30 days is stomping through the woods.
I realize that, Vinny. But my point is, I did miss that. Okay?
Yes.
So in my brain, I thought Finley must be training. He's a coward, right? He's afraid of it, so he's going to train and become a tough guy. Then I find out Finley's training Knobbs? Why the fuck are these two guys together? Why is Knobbs training with Finley? That's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Why is he out here being trained by Fit Finley? I was so mad when I watched this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I watch this shit and it's stupid. Like a stupid thing was in somebody's mind when they came up with it. This, I'm baffled. How did Finley cutting his hair off lead to him becoming a drill sergeant for Bryan Knobbs? What? What the fuck are they doing in the woods?
Training like...
You almost had my leg chopped off. Like making this up to you? Or... Dude,
I don't have names.
like there was like a settlement that involves you training in the fucking woods with Fit Finley. What the fuck is going on here? Why did this make me so mad? I'm sweating.
Back in the arena, out of the woods.
And I have no memory of it.
You don't remember Fit Finley and Bryan Knobbs training in the woods?
No.
That's amazing to me.
And I remember a lot.
I also forgot this.
Because I've ranted. I mean, maybe I missed it the first time.
Better Nitro, everyone.
That part wasn't.
Norman Smiley comes out. This is a cosmic coincidence that I think I'm the only one in the room who would get. Maybe Rob.
Did you miss this in Curly Bill and...
Later. Oh, they aired it twice.
Shane got hired?
Yeah, they aired it twice. They aired the same exact video twice.
Somehow, I don't know.
I was probably still furiously writing about Bryan Knobbs and missed the first one.
So, they're in Wisconsin. Norman Smiley comes out in a Mark Chmura jersey, who has not been in the news. Suddenly this week, he's back in headlines again.
It's crazy.
Quarterback. He threatens to kick Finley's Chmura. Issues an open challenge. Out comes Rhonda Singh. That's S-I-N-G, Rhonda Singh, by the way. So, she hits him in the head over and over and over again with weapons.
Who was the football guy that was on Raw last night? Or not the football guy. He's a singer.
The country singer.
He's country singers performing it. Never heard a name wrong.
Excellent.
Yeah. This is Nitro.
Remember who I think the rapper was? But he got attacked and they're like, that's not a singer. He was not a superstar, as it turns out.
It was what that fucking guy is?
Machine Gun Kelly.
He did a hell of a job. He was a superstar to me.
Okay. So Rhonda hits Norman in the head with weapons over and over and over again. And finally he picks up like a trash can and hits her with this. Everyone goes crazy.
Yeah.
You people.
It sucks. Shoulder pads. He's got pads in his pants. Rhonda's hitting him with a kendo stick and somehow missing the shoulder pads and just hitting him in the back. The only spot that's exposed.
And the head. She hit him in the head a lot too.
Gosh.
She fired the rest of the match. No, nothing else, mind you. Just his fake beard, just a mustache. So there's a table set up in the corner. He whips her into it. She goes through it, and then for about 20 seconds, he's looking for something. And then says, "Fuck it," and he pins her.
Yeah, it was weird.
Awful, I wrote.
It was very bad. God, fucking the maestro is alive again.
In all the insanity of the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've never gotten into the maestro. There's a guy who is in every week for some reason. And he has a girl for some reason. He dated for...
It's everybody.
Okay.
On the piano and make 6 figures. I want to kick his ass too. Anyway, he's alive again.
He's fine.
He was beaten
Last
up.
time we saw him, he
His
was
body.
bound and gagged inside a piano.
His body was in. Yeah. So,
You think a soul was somewhere else?
well, I'm just pointing out that
Any astral projection now?
he was dead, dude.
I see.
Fuck.
Well, he's here now.
Well, he's back alive again.
He got better.
I've seen weirder things on this show.
That's fair.
So he's alive, and he says, "My piano's out of tune." Hood. Right. So he goes to look under the hood.
This is your life.
David shows up, kidnaps Symphony, and he drops a piano lid on the Symphony, or on the maestro, who falls down. Fucking terrible.
Yeah.
You understand me? Yeah, terrible.
We talked about many, many times over the years. Vince Russo outright said,
Yeah.
he just is clear about that. Parka and Psychosis. Hoovy got hurt. Fill in tonight against Jushin Liger. So, I love when friends fight. I know you're friends, so I'm going to make you fight. The winner is going to be the person who walks out of this room. At this point, Parker starts to protest, walks towards the door.
Yeah.
He'd win. But no, he jumps Laparka. For about 10 seconds, they had actually a really great fight. Parker did really cool, but he still lost.
Parker's a crazy fucker.
Yeah. And he still lost, and Psychosis won. He wins, so he will face Liger later. Arrives looking absolutely miserable.
This poor I'll get to him later.
Lex goes to Elizabeth's room.
He sheepishly knocks, on the door. Liz. I've got champagne.
Yeah, he's trying to make it up to her by giving her wine.
He's speaking to her hard about their friendship moment in both our careers, he says. Finally, he says, she opens the door. Classic. Or marinara, whatever the hell he's supposed to be. He's in his office. There's a knock at the door. It's in the exact same voice that said, skit on Saturday Night Live. Pizza delivery. Pizza in Milwaukee. This stunned me. I was at Target on Sunday night. Target called it Milwaukee pizza. Really? It's a thing. It had like onions. It looked like a pizza to me. I don't know what made it. So, again,
Rob furiously.
That's fair. That is fair. I didn't say it was good pizza, but maybe somebody at Target was watching Nitro in 1999 and said,
Okay, we don't have that much time.
So, he opens the door, Disco and Lash say hi. That's all that happens. Juice and Liger versus Psychosis.
Man, they actually tried. Fans are chanting. They're working their asses off. Luger with a dive off the rope drop kick. Finally, at the end, the people started to get into it.
Yes.
And Liger hits cradle, pins him with buzzkill in the crowd.
Era. So would you like to know what the Milwaukee style?
All right,
Excellent. According to this website, it says a thin, buttery, and crispy, loads of thick, shredded mozzarella, aka a party cut. Seemingly.
Thank you, Vinny.
Don't blame me. Blame Target.
You think Vinny's gonna remember this tomorrow? When I say, Vinny, do you remember what a Milwaukee pizza is?
I will not remember the death.
He'll go, cutting squares. You won't even remember that.
I probably won't.
I will. Reminds me of Little Caesars. Shit pizza.
It is horrible. Dude,
And Chuck E. Cheese.
they killed Pietros in the Northwest. And for this, or Washington State at least. And for this, I will never forgive them.
I feel like there's a Pietro's down by
There are a few in Oregon.
Longview. I think there's one.
They're
By the mall.
There's still Shakey's in Renton.
That's yeah. So the ones I know are in Oregon. There might be one down in Vancouver across the board. Well, we'll do a road trip then.
All right.
Let's go now.
No. You gonna drive to Longview?
I was kidding, Brian.
Two girls are ragging on Spice when Vito and Johnny the Bull show up with strip poker. And the girls accept.
Oh, this will go well.
Always does.
Lex is pleading his case, how they should be a team again.
What's the train without the caboose, he says. And he goes, wrong choice of words. Without cream cheese.
He's had all day to prepare. Treat that.
Hey, you got what else do you want from him?
Is storming through the backstage area of the arena, screaming for horrible.
It's hilariously
So
awful.
bad.
He's so like I can't doing something horrible, but he's just playing it up to be. This is horrible. I laughed.
You're
My ass off.
half-ass horrible.
No,
If you're doing something horrible, you have to go all the way with the horrible.
I howled at this fucking segment.
Pervy Gene is staring at Mona's boobs.
I mean, not even like look at. I mean, he's like
It's the way it was
leering.
In his defense, they said, Gene, make sure you stare at her tits this whole time.
Oh, sure, of course.
She went TNA.
I'm a lot more than TNA. I'm going to survive and win in a man's world. Sorry for the emotion.
It's acting like IQ from Star Blazers.
I did love that show.
Oh, yeah, she did a horrible robotic promo.
She was more
Wooder than robotic.
Yeah.
But,
I can't really do it.
so she has a three-way with Evan and Medusa, a wrestling match.
Hold on, wait, whoa, okay.
Yes.
I'm almost as mad as I am
Oh, it's right here, right? We talked about it.
about that fucking Fit Finley deal, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Evan Courageous, Medusa, and Ring.
Yeah.
All right. Tony Schiavone's under the impression it's a three-way match. This is a three-way match with the winner getting a
He did say at one point, if Evan wins, he gets the match offer.
fucking A. Fuck. Evan goes to do commentary. Okay? Now Tony is baffled. He can't figure this out way. Evan explains something, but he has no mic.
Evan was
you can't
horrible.
hear
That
anything.
too, yeah.
And finally, we don't know what he said, so finally I'm like, okay, this is fucking disaster, but all right, it's a women's match. And all of a sudden, Evan jumps in the fucking ring, and Medusa pins him.
Right.
He was in the match after all.
Yeah.
This show.
Okay. Even worse than that. Last
That's
week,
impossible.
Medusa making out.
He did promise this.
And he said, for a match,
Apparently, the
basically said, if you give me a match,
championship committee did not okay this, I guess. That Gerald awful was shot with the belt and challenges Goldberg.
We were 3 minutes into the show for men hitting women with weapons.
Yep.
This is an unpleasant show to watch. We talked about how Evan was on commentary.
yeah, Brian did.
My favorite was when somebody throws a kick and his response was, quote, looks like kick time in there.
Yeah. Captain of Queen Kick. Team Kick?
That actually, Captain of Team Kick is better than looks like kick. Can you imagine if Dakota Kai came out and said, looks like kick time? Disco and Lash have Tony tied up.
Yeah.
When you have one guy whose gimmick is that he's a disco dancer, and one guy whose gimmick is that he's Cajun, why is the Cajun get his star? They promise they have a surprise turtleneck.
Yeah.
He's ready for a
PBS Christmas show or something. They have a surprise for Tony. Liz agrees to team with Lex. No. She agreed to team with him, but then she... Oh, you're right. There's so much going on. I have to write that down. Yes. That's an important little... It is. Bit of the storyline. You're right. There was so much going on, I forgot to write down important stuff. Gene interviews Vampiro and Jerry only. There's Vampiro being a scary guy cutting a promo. It was fine. Dr. Death in Oklahoma versus Vampiro and Jerry. Jerry only was pretty bad in this match. Not gonna lie. Thank you. Is that what that was? I was laughing so hard.
Turtle stuck on his back, but he was on his front.
The best part is true. In this match, that was Oklahoma with the mic doing its own commentary for his own match. Yeah. It was hilarious. The best part was he comes out. Now, I'm not Rick Rude myself, so this little black, but Oklahoma comes out and he's just the fattest you've ever seen on Nitro. No, tan. Just tan was the least of his fucking problems.
Hey, tan fat looks better than pale fat. Everybody knows that.
I think I saw that in a fortune cookie once. So Oklahoma's got the mic gimmick. He doesn't like only we at home can hear it. But he's, Doc go to tackle, he'll go tackle. And he gets in there for his own stuff and just a little bit. Mostly it was all just like, oh, babyface fire! And he fires up, and as soon as Vampiro approached him, he tagged out. And after doing nothing, he did say, up already. That was funny. I laughed at that. Oklahoma sucks, so of course, at least one of them is in the ring at all times. At least, finally, Doc got to the damn chase here. Doc and Vampiro get theirs. Oklahoma hits Jerry only with a chair outside, thank God. Doc destroys Vamp, and then Oklahoma goes up top, hits a fucking flying elbow for the win. Get a bottom Oklahoma. Let me just repeat this, everybody. Oklahoma hero, and got his hat back. Yeah. He gained revenge on the babyfaces for how they had wronged him as a heel. Are they the babyfaces? Yes. Are you sure? I'm almost positive Oklahoma and Dr. Death are. I don't think there are any babyfaces.
Was there anything in Vamp's promo while he was wearing Oklahoma's hat?
I thought he was just a damn cowboy. Until they mentioned it, I thought he was wearing... honestly, he made it work.
He really did.
He did. The Nitro Girls are cheating at strip poker. Disco and Lash, that went over my head. I thought they were winning.
No, it fires
Cleavage. Oh. That's cheap. Yeah. Another Tony Marinara. Lex Luger is walking. Bret Hart is walking. Here's the Outsiders. Tonight, Scott Hall fights Benoit. At the pay-per-view, Hall fights Benoit. Nash fights Sid. They're not concerned about any of this. Bret Hart versus Lex Luger. Crouch chanting Shivani sucks. The announcers are saying this could be the most important match of Lex Luger's career. Why? Because he'll win the world championship? No. Whoever's champion gets a shot at Goldberg at the pay-per-view. Yeah, this is before this match, they may have mentioned this. Was to Sid in a powerbomb match at Starrcade. Yes. What? Well, the winner can powerbomb. First one to hit a powerbomb wins. Do you know how hard it is to do a match where near falls don't count? Nothing counts except hitting a move. Yeah. Okay, that's hard. And you're gonna do that shit with Sid and Kevin Nash? Sure. Yeah. So then Sting was right behind her. He told her, made him, you're with me or you're with Lex. She followed him to the back. Lex was caught off guard by this and shocked, and so Bret hits him with the side Russian leg sweep and the sharpshooter for the win. Okay.
At one segment, you said that Disco and Lash are to tar and feather Tony Marinara.
I did say that very casually. Yeah.
Bryan, you're interrupted.
I'm sorry, but Kevin Nash, Sid Vicious -1 star. Okay, thank you, Bryan. Okay.
So they're getting ready to tar and feather. They don't do the tar and feathering, I know, spoiler alert, till later on in the show. What happened in all that time in between?
Sat around, shot the shit.
This is the worst
Bebopped.
thing ever. They show what's going to happen, and then it's like that segment is put on pause. Unpause it.
They have to just spread it out over 18 different segments. Right? You just realize that?
God damn, they got a Revolution Varsity Club.
What?
But between like
Wait,
now
what?
and next week.
Are you confusing
No.
your notes from one show to the other?
Between now and next week, Mike Rotundo, Kevin Sullivan, and Rick Steiner are a team.
What?
Next week, Vinny. We got Vampiro versus Oklahoma, -1.25, which is somehow worse than the Master of the Powerbomb match, which got minus.
It's Oklahoma. Maybe somehow.
Well,
He's worse than Nash and Sid.
I guess, but
He's clearly worse than Nash and Sid.
fucking A. We should not watch that.
No.
Good idea.
All right, where are we?
The Kurt Hennig segment that I finally saw for the first time. He wants them to hire Curly Bill. Curly Bill has a great idea for a gimmick. He says this. I got a great idea for a gimmick. Shane.
Russo says, fine, minimum wage. He's down with it. Just not for a lot of money.
Just Shane.
And then Ronda wants an opportunity. Ronda Singh, not
Yeah, we
Ronda
clarify
Rousey.
that, yes.
Yeah, they have a Vince and the Shane now, along with.
Well, he had a Vince. Vince is Shane.
Now they got a Shane,
Oh, Vince Russo.
and then they got Gerald and
Midnight's walking around backstage.
Midnight and her abs looking for Harlem Heat. Russo likes La Parka, calls him Skeletor, makes him his official chairman. Says,
Yeah.
when I do this, hit a guy with your chair. Harlem Heat come in. Russo says, you can have a title shot at Starrcade. And he does this. And Parker hits him with a chair, and Creative Control joins the beating. Piper arrives in a limo, and some guy was with him. I was trying to figure out who, and then we never saw him again.
Was it fair play?
Probably, actually.
what's that kid from Portland that used to hang around?
Louis Rock?
It wasn't Louis Rock.
It was not Louis Rock.
Definitely not Louis
It
Rock.
might have been Johnny Fairplay, I'm not sure, but some guy. David has Symphony trapped in the basement somewhere. Do we? I don't even remember it down. There is a point in the show where when the maestro is going through the hallway screaming Symphony's name, and David and Symphony appear behind him and then disappear, and the cameraman doesn't let Maestro know your girlfriend who has been kidnapped by a crowbar wielding lunatic is behind you.
That's your fucking problem. How about the cameraman right here
In the basement.
filming this in the basement and not doing a goddamn thing about it?
Same thing. Yes.
I'm sick of this show. I may wrap it up right now. I don't know if I can finish this.
Gene interviews Jerry Flynn. Flynn is upset Berlin broke the rule of the block.
Fuck.
Issues an open challenge.
Yeah, he explains the rule. It's 2 men enter.
It's not
Not 3.
Not 3. The Revolution are now militia. Come out in tactical gear. Remind me, was flag burning topical in 1999?
I don't know.
They're going off about.
It's always topical.
They have. There was a time when it was really, really in the news.
This is where Shane dropped the S-bomb. It wasn't on the other show.
No, Hunter said shit when he was talking about his dad.
Okay.
There's plenty of shit to go around in 1999. So Revolution have their own flag now. Asia
How about they
versus
sold a bunch of those?
Asia versus Midnight. Hey, Midnight. I don't
Hell of
know.
an athlete.
What the hell? And Asia too. They're doing kip ups. The green is beyond the greenest grass you ever saw. But there's talent here.
I think Midnight may have thrown the greatest leapfrog I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not even joking. It may have been the greatest leapfrog I have ever seen.
And she's not small, thick and muscular, and can
Yeah.
move. The Revolution is trying to cheer Asia on by clapping the mat in unison. The whitest moment in the history of pro wrestling. The clapping was way too hard for them. So Patrick is pulled out of the ring. The Revolution attacks men. Time on the show, a man attacks a woman with a weapon. This week, they all beat him up. They take and they lay it over his body. Larry Zbyszko arrives, talks to Mike's name.
Mike Graham.
Graham, thank you. So I'm here to talk to the powers that be. Piper's going crazy back.
Wrestling people with condoms on their heads. I guess because Creative Control are bald.
I assume that's what that.
Okay.
That's a strange joke.
Really, it's just like,
He has
what
some.
the fuck are you talking
He's
about?
just out of his mind. Bring back the Nitro party.
I'm mad till I found out what this was.
See,
They go,
Yes,
something we haven't done for 6-7 months. Nitro Party. Let's go to the tape. Daft Daphne Unger.
Yes.
She's sitting there. I think David Flair's totally cool. It's like, how about that?
They did not do weeks of the Nitro Party, and then for the third,
Now
they jumped right into the crate.
Yeah. Put this one on here.
Okay, I'm going to read this, and you're going to think, listener, that I am making a mistake. This is the match. Roddy Piper in a handicap match with himself as ref. Again, in case I lost you. Roddy Piper with himself as the referee.
I hate
Why was
this.
there a match? Why didn't he just
Why?
claim himself to be the winner?
Why did Russo, who hates Piper, make Piper his own ref?
I fucking know.
So Piper does a
I
bunch
hate
of goofy
this show.
comedy about they have to do what he says or he'll DQ them. He's so good at this wacky shit and people loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So then he makes it an I Quit match. And he starts to fight. He goes for their balls, their eyes, their fingers. Finally,
You're underselling that. He poked one in the eye, he hit the other one in the crotch, and he looks at the crowd and goes, "I'm having a ball!"
yeah,
And he himself up.
it was the Three Stooges here. Finally, they double team him. They're about to do a pile driver on a chair when Goldberg saves. He hits a spear, and he does like the worst jackhammer anyone's ever done.
Okay, listen.
So
He
bad.
grabs the Harris, and he lifts him up, and he starts to lose him.
Yes, he does.
And he turns, and he still starts to lose him. He actually drops the guy stomach first on the top rope, hoists him back up again, can't get him all the way up, and finally just slams the guy.
Did you see how he got him up? The Harris twin kicked off the turnbuckle to get himself
Well,
over.
at least he was smart enough to do that.
Right.
Listen, I've never seen Goldberg fuck up a jackhammer ever.
I have seen
So
him.
guess what? It's not his fault.
No, I have seen him jackhammer the Big Show.
Yes.
That's very true.
So this was so bad, people were actually booing Goldberg. And then Piper took the dude with the belt and won. Tony Marinara begs for mercy. He doesn't get any. They start talking. I understood nothing because there were no mics. Okay. So there's a strip poker game with two dudes and a bunch of hot chicks. And you're making a TV show where you want wrestling fans to tune in droves.
Right.
Where your on-character says all he wants is ratings. The women have gained clothing as the night has gone on. The dudes are just about naked.
Yes. Funny though. Ha ha ha.
The maestro finds a shoe,
Yeah.
like Cinderella. Dustin Rhodes versus Ming. Jeff,
Whoa, hold on. First we had Disco and Lash tar and feather Tony Mama Luke. They literally tarred and feathered the guy.
yeah, well, molasses and feathered.
Then we have Vito and Johnny still losing. They offer double or nothing. All the underwear's on the line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then we have Maestro finding the shoe. So Dustin Rhodes versus Ming. Jeff Jarrett runs in for the DQ. Tony Schiavone says, and I quote, "You can almost feel that one coming."
Hall and Nash are down. They save Jarrett. Jarrett hits Ming with a guitar shot. Ming doesn't sell it. Nash boots him. Nash powerbombs Dustin. Is this show over yet?
Nash powerbombs Dustin. Dustin's a very big man. He's almost as big as Nash. And they shot this from the worst camera angle possible to make it clear how impressive this was.
Oh, here we go. Now we got a segment. Allow me. Russo wants to talk to Larry Zbyszko. Larry Zbyszko walks in. Russo says, "Larry, Thunder sucks." Larry says, "Yeah, it sucks. It sucks because you're putting it together. There are no stars on this show." Russo says, "Well, that's all going to change on Thursday on Thunder. We're going to make it special again. All the big stars are going to be there. Goldberg, Sting, Luger. They're all going to be there. You know what, Larry? You suck. I'm replacing you." Larry says, "The announcers are the only things on the show that make any sense." He says, "I don't need this stupid job. I do this to give back to the fans." Hennig's right there. Hennig's rolling his eyes. Larry goes, "I don't need this job for 30 glorious years." And as soon as he says glorious years, Hennig rolls his eyes. So Larry's like, "Hey, fuck you." So they start arguing. And so Russo says, "All right, tonight, Larry, you're facing Kurt. And if you lose, Larry, you're fired." Larry goes, "Well, hold on a second. That's not fair. What if I win? If I win, you have to go back to WWF." He doesn't say WWF.
Some bridge is what he said.
So Russo says, "Fine, let's do it." And you know what I wrote that time? I said, Larry should have shot on him. Little did I know that he actually won. I was astounded when Larry won. But then it was bullshit, as we'll get to.
So, Prince Ikea is there.
Ugh.
He's got a dove. There's candles. It's 10 seconds.
Listen, everybody. Listen to me, okay? Who does a Prince gimmick nowadays?
Velveteen Dream.
Okay. You find a guy like Velveteen Dream, fine. He can do a Prince gimmick. Just because the fucking guy's name is Prince Ikea doesn't mean it's a good name or a good idea to rename him the artist formerly known as Prince Ikea.
It's a horrible idea.
They chose the worst fucking guy on the roster to do this. Lash LaRue would have been better.
Yeah.
Tony Mamaluke would have been 10 times better. They chose the artist formerly known as Prince Ikea.
Clever. And just in case you don't get the joke, Tony says, that is the artist formerly known as Prince Ikea.
Yeah.
In case it went over your head in 1999. Kurt Hennig versus Larry Zbyszko in December of 1999. The millennium is almost over. A decade after they were fighting over the world title. Larry is shirtless. He looks way better than Oklahoma.
Great in the match, too.
Yeah, they had a great Kurt Hennig and Larry Zbyszko news.
Oh my god, there's so much left on the show. Keep going.
The ref gets bumped and is down for like an hour. Larry has a guillotine. Shane makes the save. Arn hits a baseball bat to Hennig and Shane revives the ref. Creative Control shows the video. The ref reverses the decision.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Oh, man.
Chris Benoit walk with a ladder. Disco and Lash, I wrote Larry here, now they put an apple in his mouth. The Italian, now they have a monitor. Now they see what's happening to Tony. They grab their clothing and go to save him. Chris Benoit versus...
All those segments were like 5 seconds each, by the way. We're going to recap them.
So we have been criticized, pointing out when Bobby Heenan may be imbibing, drinking on the job.
Criticized? Like, everyone is so outraged that he was drinking on the job. Like, do you fucking watch these shows? Good for him!
Yes.
Congratulations, Bob. You're the one smart guy. No way you can do this job sober.
So, criticized for not pointing it out. There's no ignoring it on this one. They all were talking about it. About which one's Hall, which one's Nash. He gets confused about what's the ladder from the pay-per-view. Are you gonna use this?
You need to be drunk to get
You're gonna use this ladder, Hall, and he says, you read the format, you know what it is. So finally it is have some. So they had a bad match for Chris Benoit.
I love Benoit. Have his match. It doesn't matter who you are. Like, he's gonna fucking have his match with
I'm
you.
going to chop you.
Beat the shit out of Kevin Nash for a long time. And finally, Nash cut him off, and Benoit made a comeback, and just hit into Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
And
He off the ladder on the Hall.
yep,
He was fighting off both Hall outsiders. Everyone was going crazy.
yep.
One of the very few things that Vince Russo did was have faith in guys like Chris hold the message.
Yes.
He did that here. So he gets cut off, and Sid made the save. There was no finish.
They were going to go for the edge on Newell.
Tony said.
Bobby just goes, well, it's back. So, whether he was drinking or not, he was on top of his...
2 hours late, DDP arrives at the building.
Yeah.
The Italians have put their clothes on and are walking. Gene interviews Sting, who has nothing to say about Liz. At least one step ahead of Lex at all times. He calls out the outsiders. The Italians go to the ring. They call it Disco and Lash, who desperately need a team name.
The promo, actually. He's been great up on this show.
He was a hell of a promo.
And John Bull, he's a good lunkhead.
Okay.
He's a good lunkhead that stands in the back and
it's big.
yeah,
He's a good...
you know.
Here.
I think it's a pretty little shirt he's wearing.
So the twins from last week come out and they distract these men, of course, Disco. And more praise for Vito. He took this awesome bump. The Disco punched him and Vito bumps up like Matt Bourne doing that whoopee cushion on Sunday night. Just
Back in the day, I was not a fan of Vito. It's Vito on TV again. You know what? He's a pretty talented fucking guy.
He's got a lot going
Good
for him.
promo. He's been great in all of these segments. You can hate the segments. I don't need to see 45 fucking segments in the last 2 weeks with these guys. But as far as like a performer, he is really good.
So Tony runs out, tarred and feathered. He's so upset by this tarred and feathering that he's dancing like a chicken. And they lay out this lash.
Well, now they've got... So now he's all... Even though he's humiliated, I thought it was great. I love the Italian.
Disco and lash away. My show is still... Italians put their enemies in a limo. They're all happy peas, and the car drives away because Disco and Lash just stole their car.
Tony Mama Luke just falling down.
I thought at first he was like trying to rub some of the molasses off his face in the limo, and then he just went to the earth, and they just carried him up.
Really weird.
And they kept on going. I recall he had a lot of concussions too. You know,
A lot of them.
That was scary.
so Maestro, here's the payoff. 3 hours of the Maestro on the woman. We get some artsy-fartsy camera effects. He accidentally finds Jerry Flynn.
He walked into the block.
Mm-hmm. Gets destroyed.
Jerry Flynn kicks his ass. Well, and David Flair shows up and lays out Flynn with a crowbar.
He lays
Better show for this shit.
He has Symphony in a headlock. He's been dragging this woman around through the hallways to the basement to the block for hours, and he drags her away as she's screaming and begging for help. And Tony responds, David Flair still has Symphony. Folks, here...
Yeah. Yeah.
Nick Patrick bars a bunch of people from ringside. Papers for Sting. They walk to the ring. Sid and Vito who are all just hanging out backstage because it's what you do when you're not...
Hard not to be seen, but he's Sid. You know what I mean?
He's not hiding. He's
No, he was. Like they start to walk by and Sid just goes,
yes.
he stands up very tall, like, oh, maybe they won't see me right now. I'll put my arms down by my side.
They're a T-Rex. If I don't move, they...
What is that flesh-colored pillar?
Dallas Page puts on his boots. Sing. Kevin Nash immediately interferes. Nick Patrick ejects him.
Yeah. Nick Patrick said, you cannot sit at ringside. Nash doing commentary. I'm like, that's fucking...
And Liz is in all his face and Sting.
Do a job, he doesn't care. He's made his money, he's a star. He's not one of these that has to win all the time or lose.
The thing on Chanel. Down the hallway. What does he have left to do here tonight? Bobby Heenan is a pause. He said, think of the world. What do you think he's got? He's a stalker. He's going to stalk this woman.
It is absolutely incredible. I mean, it is unprofessional to drink on the job. But like it's still amazing. Years later, people are still appalled at fucking Nitros.
The Christmas show.
Dan! Like, honestly, more power to him. This show's so...
David Flair, Maestro, so Maestro, you have 10 seconds to come claim your...
It's still going.
DDP comes on instead. I guess
He doesn't trust anybody.
he hits a diamond cutter on Flair. Rumor that he wanted out of his contract, and he wanted out of his contract to go...
Those words.
Mention them by name every chance we get. So talk about loyalty and doing the right thing. DDP versus Sid. Kurt Hennig versus Harlem Heat at six-person match.
Bump for a clothesline off the top.
He sat down.
He sat down, rolled backwards.
Sits down.
Just horrible. God bump. I was so over the show
How
when that
often
ref took a bump. I think on every fucking match there's been a ref bump. Sid's a power bomb. Neil burns down. Bret Hart comes down. We get a 6-way. This is what happens, everybody. Are you ready for this? Nick Patrick, fuck all these guys. It's a lumberjack match involving all of them. And we're going home. It was a lumberjack match with no referee. What? So they begin to all fight. Mm-hmm. The wrestlers. And why the fuck not? There's no ref. So they're all brawling. Like, okay, so and suddenly Roddy we hired to be a referee. Mm-hmm. And it would be a lot better if it's right. He's a referee. Down the law. And let's backtrack a second. He signed a lumberjack match.
I guess that they all kill each other.
Then why not just say, we're going home, you guys all fucking kill each other? Why did he make it a lumberjack? Why did he make a match with a specific fucking stipulation?
I don't know.
It's the fucking stupidest thing.
No.
This is so stupid. Why are we...
I don't know. So, the point where Jared tries to flee, dance the football there, some large men in street clothes. Thankfully, Tony knew exactly who they were and knew the names, even 20 years later. So, Dustin Rhodes throws Jared back in the ring. The bell rings to start the match. It's Jeff Jarrett versus Goldberg in a lumberjack match. And then this match starts, and I look at the thing and says, there's 7 minutes still to go. No way. This is the point where I gave up on the show.
Well, Brett hit the ring, hit Jarrett with the belt. Goldberg got a spear. Jackhammer Jeff Jarrett got the pin. I will give them credit. The fans were super into this because Goldberg was there, Roddy Piper was there, all the lumberjacks were brawling outside. It actually was exciting television.
Yes.
And they loved it. They loved the finish. The babyface won. The babyfaces celebrated together, showing off the air. I mean, this is not the worst Nitro of all time.
Oh, God, no.
No.
It's the best Nitro in like a month.
It actually may be the best Russo Nitro yet. And that is low fucking praise, everybody. But, hey.
I do have 2 things to add.
Yes.
First of all, Sid is a fantastic cheerleader. When Sid's banging on the mat with both hands, everyone's going crazy. He turns around and pumps him up. Sid's great. Sid should have been like a manager and tag team guy his entire career. Just come out.
He's 10 feet tall.
I don't care. I don't want to watch him wrestle. I want to watch him stand there and be scary and cut wacky promos and be intense and fire up the crowd. Second point here, somewhere in all this madness and melee, Jeff Jarrett hit Bill Goldberg in the head with a chair. It was the loudest chair shot I've ever heard in my life. I thought, that sounded like a fucking gun. And Tony says, that sounded like a fucking gun.
Yeah.
And he may have cursed. So don't do that, everybody. Goldberg's grabbed his head the rest of the night. Somehow survived and won, but God, don't hit people in the head with chairs really fucking hard. That's the end of Nitro.
I tried so hard to get through this quickly. 50 minutes we spent on that Nitro.
Well, let's do the finishes and go home. This may take 50 more minutes. The finishes on this show were pin in an intergender hardcore match, clean pin, pin via betrayal in an intergender 3-way, Vampiro gets pinned by a manager, submission after distraction, no finish in a women's match, submission in a handicap I Quit match where the dude was his own ref, DQ did a run-in, pin after ref bump and interference and weapon shot, reverse to a DQ and an announcer gets fired, no finish due to ref bump and ladder and interference with 2 men, submission after interference and mace, no finish after ref bump and shit, pin after way too much bullshit to get into here.
Wow. Nice. That was a good show.
Now I'm blown up like Oklahoma.
Fucking A. I need you to have a headset for this show. All right, everybody, we're on